Boss Resources' Honeymoon Uranium Project is located around 400 kilometres from Adelaide in South Australia. The project was developed and subsequently brought into production in 2011. However, was later placed on care and maintenance due to a fall in the uranium price. Despite this, Honeymoon remains one of the few uranium projects in Australia to have all licences in place, which could see production recommence within a short period of time.
Boss Resources acquired the Honeymoon project in 2015. Whilst at site, we're going to take a closer look at the geology of the deposit, the well fields, the processing facility, as well as the transport route to export the yellowcake from site to port. But first, let's take a closer look at the infrastructure that's already in place.
The Honeymoon project has historically had more than $170 million spent on the project's development. This includes the construction of a solvent extraction facility, camp and administration offices, as well as power lines connecting to mains power. All infrastructure remains in good condition. Since acquiring the project, Boss has increased the resource to 63 million pounds of contained uranium. However, there remains good potential to grow this resource further, as the company has set an exploration target of 100 million pounds of contained uranium. This expanded resource has resulted in the company completing a 3-stage pre-feasibility study to recommence production. Stage 1 would utilise existing infrastructure with only limited refurbishment costs required, before expanding production to 2 million tonnes and then 3.2 million tonnes per annum thereafter. At both 2 million and 3.2 million pounds of production per annum, the all-in sustaining operating costs fall to less than $24 per pound, which moves the project into the lowest cost quartile of uranium producers globally. The major reason for the reduction in operating costs is due to the increase in the production profile, as well as incorporating the use of ion exchange to purify and upgrade the uranium solution, where test results to date have been outstanding. The uranium mineralization at Honeymoon is hosted in a sandstone roll-front deposit 100 metres below surface, as well as below the water table. These conditions are essential for the project to be mined via in-situ leaching, or ISL, which is the most common and cheapest method for uranium extraction today. To commence an ISL operation, 3 types of wells are sunk: the injection, production, and monitor wells. The barren leach solution dissolves the uranium, which becomes a pregnant leach solution. This pregnant solution is then pumped from the production well to the processing facility. Boss will use a combination of solvent extraction, which was historically used at the project, as well as ion exchange, which uses the same principles, however with small resin beads to load the uranium instead of organic solvent. The uranium is recovered on the resins in the first stage of the circuit and diluted off in the second stage at a much greater concentration and without the impurities present in the original solution, whilst the residual barren leach solution is re-acidified and sent back to the well fields for re-injection and leaching. The high-grade uranium solution is then treated in a conventional precipitation and thickening circuit which already exists at Honeymoon. A final yellowcake product is then dried and packed, ready for exportation.
Once the yellowcake has been produced, it will be stored in drums like this before being loaded onto sea containers and transported to the Flinders Terminal in Adelaide.
Uranium was previously exported from Honeymoon to the Flinders Terminal in Adelaide via roads in secured containers. The majority of the road from site is on a sealed national highway. The Flinders Terminal is one of only 2 facilities in Australia which exports yellowcake. All uranium that is exported from the facility is stored securely and meets all Australian and international requirements for uranium storage and exportation. There is sufficient capacity at the port to export yellowcake from the Honeymoon project.